Welcome back to the Goal2Go podcast, man. Episode 19, week 18 of the NFL regular season, man. Last week, right in front of us. Appreciate everyone tuning in on this long journey. Been some ups and downs, twists and turns we didn't expect. You know, we rocking with it.
It's been an exciting season, man. It's been a really good season of football.
Yeah, definitely got some takes that are freezing cold, and we got some that hit, man. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, we can't go 100 for 100. Gonna have some to miss, especially when we were both low on the Seahawks this year, man.
Yeah, I didn't think the Seahawks would be anywhere as near as good. I mean, it's due to the fact of Pro Bowler Geno Smith, but I mean, at one point in the season, MVP consideration, but you know, you didn't think that way. But nah, regardless, the defense is playing pretty good. They drafted really good. So, I mean, you've seen it play out right now. The Seahawks they've been playing some competitive football this year.
Yeah, definitely have. We called 12th man the best player on the Seahawks. So
he definitely did. I do remember saying that. 12th man was going to be their best player.
You part of Seahawks Nation, 12th man. Y'all go ahead and ridicule us. We probably deserve it, bro, because y'all balled beyond expectations. I mean, we were both high in the AFC West, too.
Yeah. I got to give you credit. You said Mahomes was going to be MVP, and we'll get into that. It's looking like that. That was your pick.
They all hit it when Tyreek left, man. Everyone thought Kelsey was going to have a little quieter of a season. Just the same old Kelsey about to lead the league in touchdown receptions, possibly, towards the end of the year. He's got a chance for it.
Well, how many does he have?
I think he's got 13.
Devontae has 14.
Oh, okay.
So he's right there.
Yeah. I mean, tied. Whatever happens. You never know with Jared Stidham these days, though. He was slinging it against the Niners.
So what happens when you leave the Patriots? Well, it's the same system because McDaniel was there when Stidham was there. So,
bro,
that's what happens when you have an elite receiver. He had no weapons in New England. Now you just throw it up to Devontae Adams, and you see how good that is when you have someone elite like that on the outside.
Nah, the one where
Darren Waller too.
He rolled out weak side, and then he just threw it, ate a hit. Bro, for some reason I knew it was just gonna be Devontae Adams wide open downfield.
Oh, on the second touchdown pass, yeah. When he rolled out and the defense just came up and Adams just threw his hand up. No one was near him. I'm not sure how. I don't know how no one is near the best player on the field, but I mean, okay.
20 yards of separation. It was crazy.
Broken play master.
But, I mean, if you've been here for the journey, man, appreciate y'all coming on at 20 episodes next week. Playoff football as well. Here for the ride, man. As long as it's not Broncos country. But this episode, man, you already know, got another segment, Hot or Not. We're going to jump into some NFL New Year's resolutions, and then we're going to go ahead and give our awards for the season, pending, obviously, Week 18. Don't expect too many changes. Let me ask, how was your New Year's, bro?
I was with you.
I know.
How was your New Year's, buddy?
Well, I got way too lit, kid. If you're under the age of 21, don't consume alcohol. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I think our nights went kind of different at a certain point, so I'm not too sure what you did after that.
We took a shot at midnight, kid. All I got to say is someone was supposed to take another shot with us. Lucas was there. He was supposed to... I was getting him one back.
I forgot.
I ended up taking two right there. I think that was the turning point for myself, but...
Man, you saw Jill was pretty occupied at the moment.
Oh, man. You're hilarious, bro. You got any New Year's resolutions? Goals in 2023? It got to be nothing crazy.
Not really, man. Just I feel like we at that point in life right now, man. It's like we growing up, you feel me? We not kids anymore, but like we right there almost becoming adults. So you feel me? Just keep grinding, man. Just keep working.
Basically,
really all it is, bro. Just keep working, fam.
I love it, fam. I mean, my New Year's resolution, bro. We gotta get Goal2Go 1K subs, man. This year, I feel like we gonna hit it. So it's definitely up there.
Of course, this falls into it. Just keep working. Got to be consistent. Keep the episodes out, content pushing out. Let's make it work.
Facts. Y'all know we coming for it, man. But without further ado, man.
Also, before we get started, man, thoughts and prayers with DeMar Hamlin, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that happened last night. I mean, we're recording this the day after, so everybody pretty much knows, like, what happened. And everything's been said. So, not going to spend too much time on it. Just crazy situation. Prayers out to him. Hope he pulls through, man. Wild, insane stuff, man.
Yeah. Social media was going crazy today, bro. I even had people at work that, I mean, girls that don't watch football know nothing about it, asking, like, oh, what happened? I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, just hope he's okay.
Freak accident, bro.
At the end of the day, like, just insane, man. Prayers up for real. And shout out to everyone at you peep his GoFundMe.
Yeah.
It was a goal like 2,500, and he's at like $4 million in donations.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So, man, prayers out to the family and to him. Hopefully he pulls through.
Yeah, wishing for the best.
But we here now. Hot or not, I'm going to start it off with that. I don't even know how to transition from that. But I'm going to start you off with one I think you'll love, kind of, man. Hot or not.
Let me hear it.
Jalen Hurts deserves a lot of the credit in Philadelphia.
I mean, this is the easiest one you've given me all year. This is not a hot take. Like, did you watch the game at all? Like,
I mean, if I didn't, I didn't miss anything.
You didn't. You probably would have felt like you were watching the Browns, that quarterback play. Not a hot take. Jalen Hurts has been the most important player on our team, arguably the NFL. When he was in the MVP conversation, everyone was like, no, that Eagles team is stacked. It's the best O-line. He's got all these receivers. Everything around him is perfect. Well, he goes down. We put Gardner Minshew in, and you see the results. Played a decent game against Dallas, but ultimately his turnovers were kind of what cost us the game and some bad defensive play, but the turnovers don't help. Jalen hasn't turned the ball over at all this year except for one game in Chicago. And then the Saints game was atrocious. I felt like I was watching the Chip Kelly Eagles. Like, Mark Sanchez was back there. Sam Bradford was back there. Like, those tough times when we didn't have a quarterback. I think it's super easy. Jalen Hurts is arguably the most important part of that offense and that team. Just his ability to keep the defense guessing through the air and on the ground. We know what he's capable of as a runner. We've seen that past 2 years. But this year, he really took those strides as a passer and proved that, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Throwing the ball, and when you have somebody like that who can throw the ball and run the ball, it's just a defensive nightmare. So, without Jalen Hurts, we're an average team. With him, one of the top teams in the league, so it's not a hot take at all. Yeah. It was a hot take. Well, I forgot what the question was. Either way, we need Jalen Hurts.
He deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, we need Jalen Hurts either way.
Yeah.
I saw it last night. It was last night or today. Your boy, Emmanuel Acho. He has some questionable takes at times, but he did like a really good breakdown of. We all know we've seen the pick six Gardner Minshew threw. Like, he broke it down like with everything, and it was really interesting. So after the game, they interviewed AJ Brown, and they like asked him like what happened on that last play, and AJ Brown was basically like, we ran that same exact play like in the second quarter, and Lattimore was pressed up on him, and Minshew saw that, so he ran a quick slant. Obviously, AJ Brown, one of the best receivers, ate the press. Boom, quick inside slant for like a 6-7 yard gain. Well, then they went right back to it later on in the fourth quarter on that crucial drive. It was 4 receivers on Minshew's right, I believe, and AJ Brown's solo on the left hand side, and they like same formation, same everything. And Marshawn Lattimore, he's a good corner, one of the best corners in the league. He's not stupid. He watches film. He memorizes stuff. He sees it, so he's like, oh, it's the same formation, down in distance somewhere. So he's like, they're probably gonna go back to the slant. Well, AJ Brown saw that. When Gardner Minshew looked over, Marshawn Lattimore was pressed. Well, as soon as Gardner Minshew looked away, Lattimore backed off so he could read the quarterback and break on the ball. And then you can see in the video, Emmanuel Acho like zoomed in on like AJ Brown's trying to get Gardner's attention like for like a hot route or like to change the route, because he's like, and AJ Brown literally said it after the game. He's like, yo, the DB is calling out the play. Like, he's yelling slant. A.J. Brown's trying to get Gardner Minshew's attention. Gardner just doesn't hear or sees him. He just hikes the ball, doesn't even read it, and just throws the slant. Lattimore was right. He backed off, read the quarterback eyes, jumped it. A.J. Brown at that point, I mean, there's nothing he can do, bro. The DB's calling out the play. Like, you know what's coming. Like, he tried his best. He ran like a lazy route, but I mean, what do you want him to do, bro? Like, tried his best impression to be a DB, didn't work out. Lattimore catches it, picks it off, and then Gardner Minshew, after the game, was like, yeah, they gave us the same look earlier. He's like, I assumed it was going to be the same coverage. He's like, they just made an adjustment, and it just shows you that, you know, that there's levels to this, man. Jalen Hurts, to me, his biggest improvement, or one of his biggest attributes as a player is kind of what Emmanuel Ocho said, is attention to detail. You know, he's been super, super safe with the ball, and it's not even him being conservative. He's taking the shots downfield. He's making these big splash plays, but he's also reading the defense. He's picking up on everything, all the signals, all the cues the defense is giving him, instead of, you know, a Gardner Minshew where, okay, I look really quick, I get one look, and I'm going to throw it. Doesn't really work out like that when you're playing against elite level talent in the NFL. I just thought that was a really funny story. And the whole time A.J. Brown was telling it, you know, he was like in the locker room just like, bro, what do you want me to do, bro? He's like, I did everything else. And then it was just funny, man. Of course, Marshawn Lattimore's first game back had to be against us. Saints play their best football of the year against us.
A draft pick, huh?
Funny you say that, because I also saw something on Twitter. It was like, if the Eagles won, the pick still would have been number 10. The Eagles lost, the pick is number 10 right now. So it didn't make an effect. I think if we won, it would have been a top 10 lock. But if the Saints win, I think it can drop. But yeah, either way, it still would have been at number 10 right now.
I don't know why. Emmanuel be having some good takes, bro, when he breaks down stuff. He might just throw some crazy stuff off the dome, bro. But when that man goes in depth,
you just like it because he's a true supporter.
Being a former player, bro, he knows how to break down the game. He be saying some good stuff, bro, like, in all honesty. I've never even heard him talk about Tua, but...
Are you joking?
Fam, if he talks...
all he talks about.
Shout out to Emmanuel, bro. He just goes up the ladder, then.
The two of us Herbert debate, calling Justin Herbert a social media QB. Like, hey. All his stats mean nothing, and he was saying, like, Tua's, like, a real, like, better than Herbert. You haven't seen that?
I might have, bro, but...
Bro, well, you've had to. Just your selective
dude, you know, I just goes in.
Well, you probably haven't caught up to it yet. I know you get all your information a little late. So you probably just not getting to it.
Shout out IG Reels, man. But
what's the next one?
Yeah, keeping it on track. Just do this one in for a little kicks and giggles, man. Wasn't 1 p.m. Kirk last week, and we saw. So hot or not, man, the Vikings will have a new QB next season.
I think that's a hot take. I don't think they'll have a new QB, but I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in another quarterback just to have someone, you know, waiting in the reins to take over after Kirk leaves. Because, I mean, Kirk is a serviceable quarterback. Excuse me. He's a vet. He's played enough in the NFL. He knows what it takes to win. He's a decent quarterback. It's just, you know, your ceiling with him. So you're tied into him because they also did pay him. So I'm not sure how many years left he has. Probably like 1 or 2. But regardless, he's got great rapport with Justin Jefferson, best receiver in the league. You keep him there until his contract's up. Wouldn't be surprised if they take a late shot if someone like Anthony Richardson falls to him, or, you know, they bring it. I saw somewhere they were like, bring in like a young quarterback, like Zach Wilson goes there as a backup, can sit behind Kirk and learn, you know, like take shots on young guys. But regardless, I think for, you know, the immediate right now, I think Kirk is going to be their quarterback. I don't think there's no need to move off of Kirk.
I don't know about that Zach Wilson, but
I'm not saying like 100% lock it in, but kind of like, you know, or do it like a Jordan Love situation with Aaron Rodgers or something, like, you know, draft
just
a quarterback
a little less tied to him.
Yeah. Plus Zach Wilson, you never know, man. A fresh start, new environment, like it could be good for him.
Might as well just sign Baker. That's all the hot or nots I got. He is, but
and Baker's already in a good system. I don't think he'd want to go anywhere. Like, he probably want to be a backup in LA where he already knows some of the offense.
Looks like he plays better with no offense. Just out there gunslinging, bro. You know that's him.
Shout out Baker, man. Your favorite quarterback of all time. All right.
It's debatable, bro, but he wants a playoff game, bro. I can't hate on him.
We'll keep it with the Vikings theme. Hot or not, they won't win a playoff game this offseason or this postseason.
It's not a hot take, man. Postseason means closer to the prime time. Might get like a 4 o'clock window on a Saturday that is the farthest away from prime time you get, but all the lights on Kirk Cousins.
Every game's a prime time game in the playoffs.
Exactly. I mean, 4 o'clock's not prime time, but it's prime time, bro.
In the sense of where you're the only game on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, come on, bro. Has Kirk shown us anything else? Like, he balls out in those 1 o'clock windows, man, on Red Zone, and then you put him on something where it's nationally televised, and even if it's 4 o'clock on Fox and there's only 3 games on, pressure was cooking for Kirk, man, and he had J-Jets so frustrated. Helmet was hitting a ref, like, I don't know,
Shout out Jair, man.
Yeah, not really shout out, but man, shout out to the Pack, bro. I can't say doubted them. They won and they handled business, bro, and they got a shot at the playoffs this week. So, you know, they did their thing, and Jair shut shit down. Had Kirk and J-Jets probably pissing down their leg.
Yeah, it was a big game. Shout out Aaron Jones, man. Helped carry me to my fantasy championship.
Wait. All right, while you're saying that, bro, gotta talk about Mike Evans and Tom Brady, bro. So when I'm in a third place game playing for my money back, them boys combine like 80 plus points, bro. All season, Tom Brady never got me more than 20, and Mike Evans hasn't found the end zone since week 4. But go ahead, man. You won me $100 back.
Shout out Eckler as well, man.
Yeah, he's
Austin,
the only
Austin
dude that's been
excellent,
doing
man.
anything.
He
Copping that Eckler jersey or what?
Fam, I might have to, bro. I was down literally the whole day. Fam, Eckler broke off that one long run. I'm like, yo, I'm chilling. 72-yard touchdown. And shout out Jair. I was playing against Justin Jefferson as well. It really helped that, he was just got one target for 15 yards. That was all he had.
Yeah.
Shout out them boys, man.
And I hope the Vikings
they
lose.
pulled through.
Because I was playing T.J. Hawkinson the week before when he wants to have a career day with Kirk. So hope them boys lose. But what you got for me next?
All right. You'll like this one.
No, gosh.
All right. Hot or not, Steelers clinched the last playoff spot in the AFC.
That is such a hot take, bro. Kenny Pickett in the playoffs. If I have to watch any of that.
The last 2 games, game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. Just going to put that out there. Against the Raiders and the Ravens.
He threw a pass that hit Najee Harris. Like, bro, it wasn't even that good.
The one to Pickens was good.
Bro, anyways. That's a hot take, bro. Steelers, even if they make the playoffs, bro, still won't win a playoff game. Saw what happened when they had Big Ben at quarterback, man, a couple of years ago. I don't want to relive the pain for those Steelers fans, but it didn't end up too well. And look who they're playing this week, bro. There's no chance. I'm sorry. There's 0% chance.
So
Deshaun Watson confirmed 3 tutties again.
This is what has to happen for them to make the playoffs. They have to beat the Browns, of course. They need New England to lose and Miami to lose, and then they're in.
Yeah, I don't like it. New England lost. Dolphins win. Browns win. Week 18, bring me happiness.
All right, those are my 2 hot or nots, man.
All right, man. We're gonna go into those New Year's resolution, man. So basically, some moves that teams need to make here this upcoming year. What their resolution is to get better, man. Go ahead and kick us off, bro.
All right, I'll start it off with. I chose the Broncos. Now, this one is an obvious one. I think we all know what this is going to be. But the New Year's resolution should be figure out what to do with Russ. You fired Nat Hackett. Clearly, he wasn't the answer. Now, you're stuck with Russell Wilson for the future, not just the foreseeable future, but the future. You gave him career. You gave him a lot of money, a long-term contract. So, I mean, at this point, you have to figure out how to make him work. Is it going to be bringing in one of those really big, high name offensive minds. Will someone like a Sean Payton consider it? What do you want to do with Russ in terms of, when it was Nathaniel Hackett, they pretty much just gave him the keys and let him run the offense. Do you continue to just let him run the offense, or do you switch it up and bring somebody in with their own system and try to build Russ in the system? Just a lot of stuff you want to figure out, because in that division, in the AFC, where the quarterback talent is through the roof, your defense is in win now right now, everything is pretty much set up for the Broncos except Russell Wilson. We thought he was going to be the answer. We talked about it coming in. The Broncos are going to have this great season, do all this, but looking at it now, they're already eliminated for the playoffs. Season's not even over, and you're kind of just left with a big question mark. So I want to see what the Broncos can do, and if they can figure out what to do with Russ, because ultimately you got no other choice, and he's really the only thing holding back the Broncos right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I pick first New Year's resolution, the Cleveland Browns, man. Should be on your top of your to-do list right after Week 18 ends. Fire Joe Woods. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Just fire Joe Woods. And if you want to throw another little resolution on there, get Deshaun Watson some help. Get him another receiver on the outside that can win. Get him Cooper, DPJ, and a nice little 2 or 3 receiver on that outside, because they've tried David Bell, the rookie. He's been banged up. When he's been out there, hasn't looked too good. Anthony Schwartz has probably looked even worse, who they drafted for his speed. So you get D-Watt some help out there, and just get him a big play receiver, kind of win on the outside, get those deep balls going.
And give me a name. Not somebody who you think 100% will happen, but a rookie or somebody in the league, what is the mold or prototype of receiver you want in Cleveland?
So, I mean,
someone
they don't have
Hollywood,
a first-round pick.
Someone like Hollywood, a number 2 receiver that's fast, deep threat, who?
I wouldn't mind Hollywood.
What kind of receiver?
That'd be pretty good. I saw maybe Jalen Wyatt, an option.
From Tennessee?
Yeah, on the outside. Wouldn't be mad. He's projected somewhere in the second round anyways. They got second-round pick, no first. But I'm pretty sure... realistically, a guy like that, just someone that could kind of win one-on-one, bro. They play a lot of man press and bring 2 people to Amari Cooper, and there's nowhere for Deshaun Watson to get the ball to. And, even before it's Jacoby Brissett, it's a lot of tight routes, a lot of contested catches, and just not being favorable towards the quarterback. You already got Chubb. Hunt's going to be gone. Somehow you could pick up Dearness and make him your number 2 guy. I wouldn't be mad at it. But
are you looking at free agents right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to find some receivers. Julio Jones, man, I don't care if he's 34, get him.
Who's retiring?
Byron Pring. Oh, I saw. I think McCole Hardman a free agent next season.
I doubt the Chiefs let him walk. I don't know, man. If you can have an MVP season for Mahomes and let Tyreek walk, you could definitely let McCole Hardman walk.
Yeah, someone like McCole Hardman, I wouldn't mind that, bro. Just get a gadget, someone that Schwartz was supposed to be. So
Christian Kirk.
Yeah. Well, he got a big bag, but
I know what I'm saying. He was available last season, so a receiver like him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. Just get someone that can make some big plays. Deshaun Watson got an arm. Amari Cooper, not really a deep threat. He's more of a possession receiver. So, and DPJ provides a nice little 2-3 punch with whoever you get. So they could finally have some depth at that position.
All right. My next team I have is the Colts. And their New Year resolution should be to draft a quarterback high, stop taking flyers on mid-tier vets. Ever since Andrew Luck left, you signed Phillip Rivers. He was decent, but we all knew that was a rental for 1 year. Then you bring – who was after Phillip Rivers? It was
someone even more washed. It was Jacoby Brissett.
Yes, Jacoby Brissett. You saw what he was what he was capable of.
I just want to say Brissett played the best in Cleveland out of all those.
He did. But what are you really doing with Jacoby Brissett? Then you bring in Matt Ryan this year. All of these older quarterbacks on expiring contracts. Before that, Carson Wentz. We all knew, where this was going. They all ended up hitting a wall. Like, all these quarterbacks had ceilings. Now that you have a draft pick relatively high, take someone like a CJ Stroud who just balled out, or Will Levis, even Anthony Richardson. I know he's more raw, but he clearly has more potential than all of the last quarterbacks you were starting before. So I really just think it's time for the Colts to just, at this point, just throw everything you have at the quarterback position and just keep trying to get that right. Stop trying to like pick up these Band-Aids, like stitch the wound up. Don't stop trying to cover it up. Like, close the wound. Do something. Get an answer at quarterback. Stop bringing in these old washed guys. That's the Colts' New Year's resolution. And get a coach too. Jeff Saturday was a joke.
I was gonna say, bro, I'm surprised like hiring an actual NFL head coach wasn't on that list.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, I mean,
the QB.
The QB has been multiple years.
Yeah.
Like this is not like at this point is like it's over with. The coach, yeah, get a new coach, a real coach.
I like that, man. Stop covering the wound, stitch it up.
Yeah, like, come on. What are we doing?
My second and final New Year's resolution. It's not really towards the next season, bro. I'm not going to lie. Miami Dolphins, Week 18. Skylar Thompson's in. Run the football, Mike McDaniel. Run the football. You don't have Tua. Teddy was doing all right in the offense. A little bit shaky, but he was serviceable. Skylar Thompson, bro. They had him running bootlegs, throwing weak side, and throwing behind receivers. It's a joke, Mike McDaniel. Like, you can't just leave that offense how you had it, because Tua is clearly way better quarterback and deserves a lot of the credit in Miami, because you see what happens right now with basically no help from the quarterback. It's abysmal Skylar Thompson's looked. I know he's a 7th round pick, bro. Not everybody's Tom Brady, but you got to help him out. I don't care if
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. They've been running the football. They've helped him out a lot in San Fran. So maybe you should take a play out of the old playbook in San Fran in the playoffs and let Mostert go for 200. Because you playing the Jets, and I don't want Skylar Thompson throwing at Sauce Gardner, who questionably defensive rookie of the year. So just run the football Week 18, and if you make the playoffs with Skylar, whoever is your quarterback, run the football. He's allergic to it, bro. I just don't understand.
It's kind of hard when you got those weapons out there, man. I get it.
Yeah, but bro, they're not.
But the last team I picked, and this was kind of like, I want to say like something that has to happen in terms of a resolution. I just think it's something a lot of people want to see happen, and I got the Chargers. And for them, I said, get Justin Herbert an offensive-minded coach. Shout out to Brendan Staley. You know, he's got them in the playoffs right now. Defense is looking better. They're getting a lot healthier. But I feel like in the football community, we all kind of can agree that we haven't seen Justin Herbert like at his peak potential yet. I mean, it's only his, third year in the league, so we know his growing pains. But they get somebody like a Sean Payton, and we see how important that is, where Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, and we see, you know, how he turned him literally into like one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback of our generation. You see kind of what's happened over there with Brady when they had Bruce Arians, the offensive-minded coach. They're winning the Super Bowl. Now he's gone, and it's kind of like, what's going on down there? I just want to see, you know, Justin Herbert with a great offensive mind. Joe Lombardi, you know, kind of seen the memes and stuff about how he runs his offense. I just think it's time for, you know, just unleash Justin Herbert. Like, let's see how good he can really be, and, you know, a really good offensive scheme with a great offensive-minded head coach. So for the Chargers, that'd be my New Year's resolution.
Not mad at it. Yeah, let us know your takes, man. Who you think really needs a big New Year's resolution and what it is. Moving on, bro. Our season awards. Like I said before, 18 games. Week 18. Obviously, Week 18 is still yet to play, but some of these are kind of set in stone.
We pretty much know, yeah.
But you go ahead and kick us off, man, with unanimous MVP, in my opinion.
Yeah, MVP, man. Shout out Jalen Hurts. He put up a good fight. Joe Burrow was up there as well. But, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. 5,000 passing yards this season, 40 touchdowns, and since it happened in Week 17, his 5K passing yards still happened in the same amount of games as before. He didn't get the extra game because he didn't play it yet. So that's still really impressive. He didn't hit 5K without the extra game. I believe he becomes the third player in NFL history with multiple 5,000 passing yards seasons. I think Drew Brees has 5, Brady has 2, and now Patrick Mahomes with 2. And kind of pretty much what you said in the beginning of the season. He's carried this Chiefs football team, leading them to the possible 1 seed in the AFC. We know how competitive that has been this season. A bunch of teams playing good, a bunch of teams winning. And right now, he's literally the best player in football. Like, he's the best player. Most important, means the most to the Chiefs. Things he does week in, week out is just really unbelievable. The way he throws the ball, arm talent, his improvisation skills where he can just make something out of nothing, angles he can hit with his arm. Pretty much everything he does is just incredible. Best player in the league, definitely deserves MVP.
And I think when it's all said and done, man, I don't know if he'll come close to Brady's. How many Super Bowls does he have now? 6?
I think it's 7.
7?
Something like that.
7,
6
whatever crazy number Brady got in Super Bowls. Might not come close to it, but I think when it's all set in stone, Patrick Mahomes will be the best quarterback of all time.
It's not crazy to say.
Nah, not at all. But next up, Offensive Player of the Year. Talked about him last week. Got shut down this week. Only 15 yards. Gonna need a little help to hit 2,000 receiving yards. Justin Jefferson. He's about 229 yards away. On the season, 124 receptions, 1,771 yards, 8 tutties. And right now, 124 catches in the season. Hitting that 100 marks is big. You're obviously the best target on your team, most trusted. And, when they need him, he shows up besides last week. But just remember that Bills-Vikings game. Kirk Cousins just threw up a prayer on 4th down. And Jay Jets makes probably the catch of the year. Comes down with it. They win that game. Jay Jets, Offensive Player of the Year. Cooper Kupp-esque year from him. Same thing we saw kind of last year from Kupp on the outside.
And I was also looking at that. I said that in the preseason as well. The head coach, I believe, was it Kevin O'Connell, came over from LA, and I was like, Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year. He's going to put up those Kupp numbers. He's going to get all those targets. And that's exactly what happened this year. He's definitely the best receiver right now. And he's doing it, in his 3rd year, second, crazy stuff, man. Super young, already so good. But moving on, we got Defensive Player of the Year, and we got Nick Bosa, 17.5 sacks, league leader in sacks right now. He's super, super dominant on the edge, and he's on the best defense in the league. We see how good the 49ers are playing, and last week against the Raiders, he kind of, big players make big plays in big moments, and, in overtime, he was the one that got that pressure on Jarrett Stidham, basically just bull rushed the tackle right back into him, hit his arm, affected his throw, and, it was a pick right to the 49ers, and they took it back to clinch the game. So, there's a few names up there. Myles Garrett, Hassan Reddick. Shout out Hassan Reddick. 16 sacks, 5 turnovers, 2nd in the league in sacks. Michael Parsons had a really good year, but I just think Nick Bosa, as dominant he is on the best defense, he deserves it this year.
Yeah, definitely agree. Next up, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, I was going between Kenneth Walker and this guy. I'm going to rock with Garrett Wilson under the fact that 74 receptions, 1,014 yards, 4 TDs. He had a revolving door of QBs this year. Started off with Joe Flacco. Yep, none of them were good. Started off with Joe Flacco, and you went to Zach Wilson, who couldn't get the ball to anybody on the team. And then Mike White, who's probably the best quarterback they've had all year. And look what happened last week. So for Garrett Wilson to go out there produce on that struggling offense that can't throw the ball to save their lives, put up 1,000 yards, 4 TDs, 70 receptions, and like you said, still without that one extra game, put up those numbers. He's going to be a special player on the outside for years to come. Hopefully not for the Jets, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I want to shout out Kenny Pickett, man. He's come to life at the end of the season here. I know you talked about how you don't want to see him in the playoffs with the Steelers, but I mean the last 2 games must win to keep their playoff chances alive. 2 game-winning drives, game-winning touchdowns. You got to give credit to him where it's due, man. I think he could win it just because it's that position. Y'all know how the league just loves to just give awards to quarterbacks. So if Kenny Pickett wins it, I wouldn't be surprised, but I do think Garrett Wilson is just as, if not more deserving, because he had a lot more consistent year.
Yeah. I was looking at offensive rookie of the year odds earlier today. I mean, all of the odds. And I think they had Kenny Pickett up there. I got to see where. But, I mean, they had Brock Purdy on it. Christian Watson, all of them. Right now they got Kenneth Walker favorite to win at -125. Garrett Wilson plus 200. Brock Purdy plus 450. Kenny Pickett plus 1,800. And then Christian Watson plus 2,500. I don't know how accurate this is. Sportsbettingdime.com. So just the
Shout
odds
out
tracker.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, he started off hot, but he's had kind of a quiet year towards the end and the middle. Although he did have a good game last year.
Still 1K rushing. I think he got like 8 TDs or something like that. But
yeah, but
I think
I like Garrett
Wilson was harder just because of that team.
Yeah. Moving on to defensive rookie of the year. Shout out to the New York Jets, man. Sauce Gardner is who we got. Lockdown corner, Pro Bowl year for this guy. Just as a rookie, he's made an immediate impact for the Jets this season. Long-range physical corner. He's matched up pretty well with, NFL caliber receivers this year coming from that smaller school in Cincinnati. And the Jets just killed this draft, man. You got arguably the defensive rookie and the offensive rookie of the year on your team. You're setting yourself up for success. Sauce Gardner, we all know, he has the name, he has the image, social media, everything. He's been killing it this year. Best player in football on the defensive side of the ball as a rookie.
And you said small school, man. Shout out to the AAC, man. Still Bearcats down. Go Knights. But just want to say, bro, they could draft everything but a quarterback.
Yeah, they literally got every single position right but the quarterback. But, that's just how it is. That's the hardest position to get right, bro.
But next up, comeback player of the year, going with CMC. He's got 234 rush attempts, 1,094 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns on the ground. Pair that with 49 receptions, 430 yards, and 3 touchdowns receiving. The total of 0 fumbles lost this year. He did put the ball on the ground once, but it wasn't recovered by the opposing team. Taking care of the ball, you score 11 total touchdowns and combined for 1,500 scrimmage yards. I mean, being that he started in Carolina too, and definitely bounced back, man. We haven't heard a lot of CMC. Saquon had a good comeback. Someone I thought played good as well coming back, Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
But, CMC is just doing on a whole nother level.
He went over there in San Fran and just exploded, man. Clearly, this is what Kyle Shanahan run offense looks like with the, top-level running back. We've seen him do it with, the lower-level undrafted 6th-round guys. Now you give him a superstar like Christian McCaffrey, and he's just putting up numbers every single week. Not mad at it. Shout out my boy Geno too. He's also in contention, but we
comeback player of the year, just playing for the Jets, bro. I don't know how that's a comeback, but literally anyone could have a comeback.
He was
off
on the
that
Chargers
team.
too last year behind
Surprised didn't puncture his lung.
I think he sat behind somebody after the Jets. I can't remember what team. Regardless, anyways, not mad at CMC, man. He's been balling out. Then we got Coach of the Year, and this was an interesting one. I think there were a lot of coaches this year who you could have given the nod to. A lot of surprises this year, but we kind of touched on it earlier in the show how we just didn't believe, or I personally didn't believe in the Giants, and I could because I'm a hater and an Eagles fan. But ultimately, I got to give respect to Dable and what he's done with that team, man. He's transformed his Giants team. Coming in, everyone had low expectations, but ultimately he's clinched a playoff spot before the season even ended. He's got the Giants sitting at 9-6-1. It's unfortunate they're in the NFC East because that record would be enough to have first place in a few divisions this year. So We seen what he's done with Daniel Jones. He's taken major strides this year. He's having his best season. Really looked dominant in that game against the Lions last week, where it's a win and you're in, and he pretty much took over. You just mentioned Saquon's been balling. He's cracked 1,000 again this year. Looking explosive as ever. Defense making plays. Thibodeau's coming along. And Brian Daboll just got these guys believing. He's doing a lot with limited pieces on this roster. Now you give Daniel Jones a true number one receiver, bring in some more pieces, and we can really see how good this Giants team can be. I'm not going to say I'm, scared or worried for the Giants coming as an Eagles fan, but definitely taking a look over there in New Jersey up there, see what they're doing, and just keeping them in the back of your minds. Like, you're not worried about them beating us or anything, but it's like they got potential. They got everything lined up, and Brian Daboll's done a hell of a job coaching them boys up and getting them ready. And they're in the playoffs. I mean, as a Giants fan, what more could you ask for?
I agree, man. And when we did the midseason awards, we had Dable at number 2, barring the Dolphins' absolute meltdown.
Yeah.
In the TikTok comments, some of them did say Dable, man. So shout out to you, man. You predicted it. Good call. But I was looking at Geno Smith. He played for the Giants in 17.
I'm sure he did.
I forgot. Bro, he played with the Chargers in 18, didn't play in 19, and then was the Seahawks ever since. So,
he was with Phillip Rivers, yeah.
That wraps up, man, our season awards. So MVP, Pat Mahomes, Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson, Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Sauce Gardner, Comeback Player of the Year, CMC, and Coach Brian Daboll of the New York Giants. Wraps up our season awards. Man, I got to go back and look at what I gave it. I know we had Sauce on there. I think I went with Aiden.
We did. I looked at it earlier. Me and you had Aiden Hutchinson, which, I mean, listen, he's been balling out recently,
he's got too. 3 picks.
3 picks. As a
more than Sauce. I mean, I'm just...
As a defensive lineman, he's had a pretty good season up there in Detroit. They kind of turned things around as well.
Yeah. And CMC was definitely on our comeback.
He was. I put
OPOY.
Jameis, bro. I looked at it. I had Jameis too.
Bro, I don't know why they didn't play the man. I mean, dude.
Like Andy Dalton, man.
Red Rifle. I don't get it. But I did see a video. They were asking, it was like public interviews, only player to throw 30 touchdowns and 30 picks. Jameis, man. Bro, he left a legacy. That's all I know.
I remember I looked. For my MVP, I had Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. And then I had like Lamar and Patrick Mahomes as like my 3.
He did say Lamar was a dark horse, but he's been hurt all this year.
Him and Mahomes are my dark horses.
Clearly needs to be paid, bro.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley's not looked like it. I did say he was like, oh, maybe they rock with Huntley next season.
Looking like
you need to pay that man, bro. Clearly, I saw something like Lamar's like disinterested. Not really disinterested, but during all the contract negotiations, like he'd show up a couple minutes late, like just showing like you're not gonna pay me.
Baltimore.
Yeah, you're not gonna buy in.
I mean, they're gonna franchise tag him, so does he sit out next year or what?
Nah, I mean, to be honest, bro, if he does, I wouldn't be surprised. It's Broward and him.
Sign and trade. Broward and him.
Listen, if Tua never plays football again, bro, Miami might look nice for him.
Come to the crib.
Come to the 305 or...
Bro, I think he goes to the Jets, bro.
I really don't want to see Lamar in another one of my divisions.
Or does he go to Vegas, man? Little trade. Carr for Lamar straight up. Give both of them a clear.
There's no way they rock with Carr. They'd have to change the whole offense. They have no weapons.
Derek Carr's had no weapons his
that
entire
offense
career.
Literally revolves around Lamar running the football.
If you think about it, bro, until Derek Carr has gotten Devontae Adams this year, who has been his only like somewhat like good target his entire career?
Darren Waller and third and Renfro.
Darren Waller. If you go over there in Baltimore, who are you gonna have?
Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely.
Listen, it's the tight end. Derek Carr's used to having to being the tight end, being his best receiving option.
You need that little slot receiver, man.
That's all I'm gonna say. He's used to it. Rashad Bateman come back. He's decent. Duvernay's had an okay year. I'm just saying, both
Nah,
the Raiders.
I get
Raiders
Raiders
would
clearly take that trade, bro.
Raiders
would
want to move on from Derek Carr. Listen, if Lamar doesn't want to play for you and you can get something in return, because I think they'll get more than just Derek Carr. They're gonna get picks, a player, or something.
Well, Lamar would obviously need to sign a contract first.
Well, it'd be a sign and trade.
Yeah,
but regardless, man, that'd be interesting. You get Harbaugh, he's a veteran coach. He gets a veteran quarterback. He doesn't, the Ravens are they're in contention. They want to win now. The defense is pretty good. Bringing a few weapons. You tell me Derek Carr and the Ravens can't make noise, man. It'd be interesting. I think Lamar.
As a Browns fan, I'm kind of fucking with it, bro. Send his ass to Baltimore.
Lamar with Devontae Adams and
not your worst take though. I mean, the Ravens clearly, if they don't re-sign him, bro, they got to go elsewhere. And
you got to trade him because you don't want to just let Lamar Jackson walk for free.
I wonder if his OG's still negotiating on his behalf or what. But that wraps up, man. Our season awards, hot or nots, and New Year's resolutions. Speaking of New Year's resolutions, I'm going to beat you next season on the picks. That's for sure. This week I went 8-7. You went 11-4. 142-18 on the year for me. 162-92 for yourself. Last week of the season. Chiefs Raiders first game up. Got the Chiefs. Jared Stidham. I mean, if they win, it's just because the Chiefs didn't play anybody, but they got to play their starters. I don't know how that tiebreaker is going to work now or what's going on with the Bills not playing, but whether they'll make it up or whatnot, we'll see down the road. So right now, Pat Mahomes got to play. They'll probably play everybody, get that first round bye and rest them. So I got the Chiefs on the road, man. Final game of the year.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Chiefs playing for the 1 seed, and if Patrick Mahomes is on the field, I'm taking the Chiefs. So give me the Chiefs.
Next game up, Titans, Jags. The AFC South Jaguars. Did they clinch it? Or they got to win?
Whoever wins this game clinches.
Wins the South?
Yep.
Oh, that's a big game, man. You might see Malik Willis let loose.
They're starting Josh Dobbs.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, shout out Josh Dobbs, man. Third stringer over in Cleveland this season. You're going to ball out, but the Jags are going to win. He probably won't ball out, but I'm just saying it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags, man. Last few weeks, Jags literally have been, they've been rolling. They've been on fire. T-Law's balling out. Everything's looking good. You mentioned ETN's been running the ball nice this year, especially down the stretch. The Jags are just, I feel like everyone's rooting for the Jags. The Jags have everything going for them, and the Titans are the complete opposite. At home, should be a really fun game. I think it'll be close. Titans put up a fight, but ultimately the Jags end up winning the division and making the playoffs and host a home playoff game this year.
Is Lamar going to play this week?
I'm not sure.
Isn't promising. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to see. Thanks, FanDuel. But Ravens, Bengals, next game up. Tyler Huntley, Lamar Jackson. I don't care. I hate Joe Burrow. Give me the Ravens.
I like the Bengals this game. One of the best teams in the league right now. That offense is clicking. Defense is super good. Like you just kind of mentioned, not so sure what's going to happen with that game with the Bills and the Bengals. But ultimately, at home, I'll take the Bengals over the Ravens.
And I'm absolutely just picking this week just solely based on heart, bro. No logic behind it. I went 17 weeks of pure logic, and look where that got me. Still above 500, though. Next game up, Browns, Steelers. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. 3 touchdowns, Deshaun Watson. 4 is going to rock out this game on the road in a hostile environment. Probably going to be maybe snowing. Definitely going to be wind pumping from Erie. Or whatever it is, man. Just give me the Browns. Deshaun Watson getting ready for next season.
It's in Cleveland?
Nah, it's in Pittsburgh.
Lake Erie's in Ohio.
Yeah, well, it surrounds both of them. But they don't play. I messed it up. But Erie does touch PA. But
It's not near Lake Erie, bro.
I know it's not. What's the lake near Pittsburgh?
There's no lake near Pittsburgh.
Or canal. Like, bro, there's
nothing.
Bro, that wouldn't be swirling. But
it's landlocked.
Whatever it is, bro. I think it's the opening on a stadium, whatever it is.
I mean, it's in the Midwest. Like, it gets cold. Like, yeah, it gets windy, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not Erie, but
it's not from a lake.
Whatever it's from, bro. I don't care. Who cares, bro? It's a Steel City. Yeah, Deshaun Watson, get ready for next season. Go and watch him ball out. Let's see the offense open up. Go Browns.
Steelers coming in with a little momentum. They're hot. Playoff hopes still alive. I think out of the 3 teams left, they end up making the playoffs. So I'm going to pick the Steelers win here, man. Big game. Kenny Pickett has got the first 2 down. Can he go 3 for 3 and get it done? I think he can. I'm rocking with the Steelers.
First off, I did say last week that I don't know why Rodgers was saying go Browns. It was because they were playing the Commanders. And you're welcome, Aaron Rodgers. No hostile towards you. You're welcome. Go Pack. But next game up, got the Vikings Bears.
Yeah.
1 o'clock window. Justin Fields going to be running for his life. Give me the Vikings.
I mean, if you're the Bears, do you even play Fields? Like, you already eliminated. Nothing. I don't think he goes out there and risks injury. Vikings should cruise to a victory here against the Bears, where they're looking more towards the offseason, trying to lock up that number 1 pick. So, I'll take the Vikings, man. Bounce back week. Good week to, get a win, go into playoffs on a high note after a tough loss last week against the Packers.
Next game up, Pats Bills. Need the Patriots to lose, so I'm rocking with the Bills. Go Josh Allen, go for that number 1 seed, Bills. But I got them winning this game.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they play this game, especially with everything going on with the Bills, and haven't really heard any updates yet on DeMar Hamlin. So I think this game is kind of still in the air right now, and I'm not sure, what's really going to happen with it. But if they do end up playing, I got the Bills, like you said, going for that number 1 seed, having something to play for. Patriots just don't match up with the Bills. The Bills are just a superior team right now. So I'm rocking with Buffalo, man.
I can't believe it took me this long to figure it out and for me to Google it. It's the Allegheny River.
Bro. All right, bro. A river no one's ever heard of unless you live in Pittsburgh.
Bro,
you got it, bro.
The Allegheny, bro. Shout out to all my Midwesterns, PA livers. Shout out to Allegheny.
Canal, bro.
Nah, you tripping,
that's like
bro.
Saying,
what are you gonna say?
The Atlantic Football Stadium, Lake Ida's right behind it.
It's not
wind be blowing off the canal right behind Atlantic, bro.
Bro, come on, bro. That's Iguana Central, kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could get $10 for an iguana tail.
You can.
Don't ask me how I found that out today, but I did.
They're invasive. Like, you can literally just go around killing them, and no one saying anything to you.
Yeah, bro. You ever seen them? I would too, but bro, that if you ever been on that baseball field in the back, bro. Next game.
Been on campus.
Yeah, maybe in the courtyard too. Next game up, New York Jets in Miami Dolphins. Last home game of the year. Fins Nation, y'all boys better be rocking. The Miami Dolphins are number 1, man. Give me the Fins, bro.
You know what? I said Steelers are going to make it, and for them to make it, the Dolphins have to lose. So, I'm going to switch. I'm going to go with the Jets.
Changed his pick, man.
Yeah, Dolphins just put on a masterclass, just fumble job this year. Them and the Titans both kind of went out sad, and unfortunately, injuries to his health, what his play, everything you kind of mentioned, McDaniels, play calling, kind of obvious at times, and questionable. everything went wrong at the wrong time for the Dolphins, and unfortunately, I have them missing the playoffs. Mike White masterpiece down in Miami this year.
I don't like that part, but it just goes to show you how important Tua actually is to the offense. So for everyone to say anyone could do it, clearly not, because I know Skylar Thompson's not really a backup.
He's had a few bumpy games when he was healthy. So I want
a few bump, like what, bro? Jalen Hurts had a bumpy game or two,
and we won.
Okay.
Tua lost.
Tua lost like what? One game when actually healthy, two maybe.
Two, the 49ers and the Chargers.
Okay, yeah. And then the Bills, he played fine until Mike McDaniel wanted to throw the football in a blizzard coming from Lake Erie, which actually connects.
That's what I just said. Tua's play along with play calling.
I'm just saying,
coaching,
bro. Like
everything
2 games, bro.
Like,
come on, 2 games, like.
And his injuries. Injuries are a real thing. It's a concern.
Yes. Man, Tua rest up, get better. Next game, Bucks Falcons. Somehow, I saw something like the NFL script writers looking at how they paired up a Brady Rodgers NFC Championship. Oh, man, if we get that, you told us that in week 10, bro. I don't think anybody's buying into that BS. But here we are. Brady looked like he did in 2009.
2020, fuck that.
Yeah, 20, bro. Gunslinging it. And Mike Evans and him were on the same page.
2009, what? Evans looking like Randy Moss?
Yeah, exactly. It's what he looked like out there.
Definitely did.
Dude, I watched...
Panthers were missing J.C. Horn, I'll tell you that. Yeah.
I watched Mike Evans at the bottom of my screen. I was watching Red Zone. I watched him score that first touchdown. I was like, okay. I was like, Mike Evans back on page. I watched it again. I'm like, dang. I was like, did I rewind the TV? I pulled my remote. That shit said live.
The same exact play.
I was like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Mike Evans is running by you in 2023. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking.
They weren't even jump balls like contested catches.
They were just deep threats,
running by him.
Shout Blur, out Mike Evans, man. Yeah, Mike Evans is
yards,
nice.
9 straight seasons.
He a dog for sure, bro. Definitely deserves the credit out there. Texas A&M product, but give me the Bucks.
Yeah, I saw. I think if it was today or yesterday, but they were asking Brady if he was gonna sit out in this game because they've already clinched the playoffs or whatever. And Brady was like, "I don't." He was basically saying like, "No, I'm not sitting out." But he was like, "It's up to the coaches, but it's the decision above me." But he was like, "If it was me, like it'd feel weird sitting out. Like I don't want to sit out." So basically, what Brady's saying is he's playing and. Against the Falcons, shout out Spencer. What's the quarterback?
Riddler,
Desmond
Ritter.
Yeah,
I don't know why you said.
I was gonna say Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
No, Desmond Ritter. Shout out Spencer Rattler, although he did lose his bowl game. Regardless, Desmond Ritter. He's looked okay. He finally got his first win of his NFL career last week. Shout out to him. But Bucks are hot, man. I think. They roll into the playoffs with a win.
Brady's not about to sit the bench when he finally got himself rolling. Like, come on.
See Kyle Trask.
Next game up. Speaking of those Panthers, defenseless. Give me the Saints in the Panthers-Saints game next. I'm kind of just picking against your draft pick to be petty at this point.
And I'm picking for it. Give me the Panthers. Next.
Yeah. Texas Colts. Kind of similar. You know what, bro? I'm going to change my pick, bro. I had the Colts. Give me the Texans, bro. They get their second win of the season.
Don't they have 2 wins already?
Okay, then they get their third win.
Yeah. I just picked the Colts just because I think the Texans really, really, really want that first pick and want Bryce Young if that's who they want, or C.J. Stroud or Will Levis or whichever quarterback they see fit to be their franchise QB next. So I don't think they win this game on purpose because I believe if they win, then they're tied with the Bears and the Bears get the first pick. And if the Bears get the first pick,
probably
the team can trade
out.
up or whatever. Yeah, so someone can jump them and get who they want. Ultimately, I think the Texans will find out a way to do what they do best, and that's lose. So I'm going to pick the Colts.
Hey, according to Mel Kiper Jr., number 1 prospect in the class, right? That left guard or whatever. What was it?
Who?
D tackle when we were watching the game. Mel Kiper.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah, number
I mean,
one.
Jalen Carter is a dog. He's nice, but he's a defensive tackle. Like,
Yeah.
I think
No one's training up
Will
for
Anderson's better.
D tackle.
And he had a quiet game too
Bears
against Ohio
do have
State.
3 very quiet because Ohio State was running the ball down their throats.
And not a lot of pressure on him either. And if it was, it was from the outside. But Ohio State does have some good prospects on the O-line. They got, like, both of their tackles, like, their guards. Both tackles, I think, are going in the first round. A couple guards. They have really, really good offensive line. So, I mean, it's fitting. But, yeah.
Shout out Georgia, man. Go Dogs.
Win you some bread, huh, fam?
Yeah. Fam, if there's any lock next week, it has to be the over in that bowl game, bro. TCU, Georgia. Bro,
Fam.
both overs were demolished in the first playoff games. I'm just going with the trend. Might not hold up because Georgia
Stupid
might come to
over,
play,
bro.
but I'm smashing the over again this
I'm
week.
going over, dog. Yeah.
Georgia money line over again, bro. 2 weeks in a row. Does it hit? We'll see.
Fam, you might as well take TCU with the points, kid.
It dropped to 13 today. We'll see what it
took
is.
it that night, man.
What, when it was 14?
13 and a half.
It was like 14, I think, yesterday. And
Yeah.
then it was back to 13.
I would have took that shit so quick.
Next game up, Cardinals-Niners. Give me the Niners.
Yeah. Take the 49ers as well. There's still a chance they can get the 1 seed. Eagles slip up. So.
For real?
Yeah.
Dang.
If the Eagles and Cowboys
lose.
pretty sure the Niners get the 1 seed.
So the Cowboys win,
I think
Eagles
if-
lose. Are the Cowboys won?
I think so. But I think. Actually, no. I think it's the Niners. I think if the.
No, I think the Cowboys are still in it too.
They are.
But you're saying who would have the
I think
tiebreaker
the
between
Cowboys
the
will win
Cowboys
the
and Niners?
I think the Cowboys will win the division if the Eagles lose, but Niners get the 1 seed.
Okay, but if the Niners lose, Eagles lose, Cowboys get the 1 seed.
I'm pretty sure. Hold up, what this shit say right here?
It depends on just who got that tiebreaker between the Cowboys and the Niners.
Yeah, I'm not. Probably the Niners. They have more divisional wins, right? I don't know. Regardless, I
Just
saw
winning,
some
you're
shit.
good.
Yeah. Okay, here it goes. It says Eagles still haven't clinched despite their 13-3 record. Oh, it's this right here. NFC East. The 1 seed. Eagles clinched the 1 seed in the NFC if they win versus the Giants or if Dallas and San Fran loses. Niners clinched the 1 seed with a win and Philly loss. And the Cowboys clinched the 1 seed with a win, Philly lost, and San Francisco lost. Yeah.
Man, someone should hire me. Next game, Rams, Seahawks. Just give me the Seahawks. They're fighting for something. Rams aren't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The Rams season this year. Everything that went down off the Super Bowl. It's just like
The worst
I don't
bounce
think
back.
Super Bowl hangover is like the word for it. Like
Super Bowl blackout?
I was gonna no. It's bad. Rams are bad this year. Give me the Seahawks, man. Still got playoff hopes.
Well, whatever you said, I'm glad you didn't say it.
Yeah.
Giants, Eagles, next game. Go ahead and smash Philly for me.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts reportedly probably gonna play, especially after last week. I don't care if Jalen Hurts has one arm. Put him out there. You need this 1 seed, man. Give me the Eagles.
Chargers, Broncos. Does the rest still have more bathrooms than touchdowns?
I saw you ran one in last week, so maybe not total.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers are hot, man. Kind of like we mentioned, Broncos really aren't playing for anything. They're kind of trying to figure out what to do now in the offseason. Justin Herbert's been snapping. They're looking good. Shout out Austin Eckler. Won me my fantasy league, undefeated. I'm rocking with him.
Yeah, I'll take that with a grain of salt. He playing with a bunch of
Very competitive.
it's probably
high
the
knowledgeable
least
football
competitive
players.
league you're in.
A lot of stuff, man. It was a hard-fought victory.
Dude.
Long season. And boys know what they're doing, man. A lot of football knowledge over there. All
All right, bro. There's no keep the same energy you had off camera.
Chargers.
Lions, Packers. I didn't pick the Packers to make the playoffs. I'm sticking to my theory. Big Max, I know you're hurt, whatnot. Put this on TikTok. I got the Lions. But shout out to Pac, man. Don't hate if they're in. I'd like to see Rodgers. Just give me Detroit, man. They want to play spoiler out here. They got heart.
They can still make the playoffs too.
I bet a lot needs to happen for that.
I just think
Winning
they have to win and Seattle lost.
Oh, okay. Well, I picked the Seahawks in anyways, so they're gonna win. So Lions defeat the Packers, and my whole prediction comes true.
I'm going with the Packers. Packers win. They get in, man. They clinch. Shout out Big Max. I'm rocking with you, unlike this guy over here.
I'm rocking with you, bro. Actually, after what he said earlier, maybe not as much, but
Packers win, and Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are a threat in the playoffs.
do they win a playoff game?
Depending on the seeding, they could. Like what? They'll be the 7th seed? Actually, probably not. They'd be playing in San Francisco if everything goes the way I want it to.
So you'll take Brock Purdy over Rodgers?
I'll take the San Francisco 49ers over the Green Bay Packers.
I just
listen,
didn't think
man,
we'd ever be saying that shit.
In the playoffs, that boy A-Rod, you never know, dog.
What you mean you never know?
He could beat the 49ers. Anything can happen in the playoffs.
You're right. Anything can. I thought you were just talking about like he's a baller in the playoffs or something like that.
If it was 10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, literally 10 years ago. That's crazy how long he's been in the league. Absolutely insane.
Well, he sat his first couple years, so.
Yeah, but I mean, what he won a Super Bowl in what was it, like 2011?
I think so.
Yeah, insane.
2010, 2011 season.
2010, so yeah, think so, something like that, bro. So hats off to Rodgers making it that far. Respect to one of the better quarterbacks to play the game. So we'll see if he can get in, man. It'd be exciting. See Rodgers and Brady. I wouldn't hate it, bro.
I would,
it
because that means the Eagles lost.
I guess so, but I'm just saying, just from a watching standpoint, it'd be fun to watch, and the script writers get what they want.
It'd be in Tampa, so.
Are we pulling up? I'm just playing.
No.
Hell no.
Fuck no.
What if? Dang, the Eagles can't play the Bucks on the road. Would you go to that game? The Eagles played the Bucks in the playoffs.
No, they played last year and I didn't go. Like, I don't know.
That was different though, bro.
How?
Because this Eagles team looks a lot different.
Well, yeah, and this Bucks team too. But regardless, I'll be supporting
from your
from
couch.
Afar.
Yeah, man, that wraps up our Week 18, Episode 19 of the Goal2Go podcast, man. You got any last comments, thoughts?
Not really. Shout out to NBA though. Niggas been hooping, fam.
71 from D Mitch last night.
54 from Clay.
I was about to say Clay put up a quiet 50, bro. He probably went home and thought everyone was tweeting him. He in the locker room sees D Mitch with 70. He's like, oh man.
Definitely saw it before the game.
Oh yeah, because they're on West Coast. Yeah,
Kyrie
he was probably like
dunk.
warming up, and they're like, "Yo, D Mitch went for 70." He was like, "All right, I'm gonna go for 50."
Saw the putback Kyrie had.
Yeah, bro. He probably they said that was Uncle Drew, not Kyrie.
Funny, man.
Nah, shout
Nets
out
been
Kyrie.
hooping though, fam. They
And
turned.
that's I think there's still one seed in the East, right?
Nah, Celtics got the best record in the NBA still.
Yeah.
They've won some crazy number. They're like 14-1 or some shit like that in their last 15 games.
Let's see. Luka been hooping.
Luka has been hooping. Went for 60 and then like 50 the next game.
Yeah. Celtics got one more. They lead by a game. They got 26-11. Nets 25-12.
Yeah.
Bucks sitting there quiet at 23-13 though. And the Cavs, man, they're only 2.5 games behind the Celtics. The East is shaking up. Heat finally 2 games over 500. Man, shout out to Tyler Hero. Game winner on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
Right into the New Year's. blessed both my tickets at same exact moment. But yeah, man, episode 19, Goal2Go podcast. You already know Goal2Go pod on TikTok, right? Goal2Go pod on TikTok. I don't know, I lost my thought. Goal2Go on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Go ahead, let us know in the comments what y'all think. Get active, your thoughts, your takes. If you're rocking with ours, if you're not. Till next week, man. Next week, episode 20. So appreciate y'all tuning in so far. Catch y'all next week.